Hey YouTube, XPMC Nut here. I've got a different video for you today. It's an unboxing and a rare one. I've got a special project coming up where I've got a couple of 36 volt brushed DC hub motors that I'm going to make a little go-kart for my caravan with, but I need, because the motors are 36 volt, I needed a decent motor controller. And what I wanted to do is I wanted differential steering, so I wanted to be able to control the motors independently, so that when I can basically make one motor go forward and the other motor go backwards, and have the cart spin around on a dime. And the difficulty is when you're running 36 volt motors at high current, brushed, there's not much of an option when it comes to controllers. Fortunately, the good folks at Cytron Technologies in Malaysia have such a beast, and that's what I've got today. And they were kind enough to send me this device, and I'm going to build my project with it. So let's have a look at what is inside. They also sent me one of the smaller units to test. This thing is a beast. Get rid of the box. So what we have, aside from a cat that's complaining all the time, is a very grunty 10 to 48 volt DC 60 amp dual motor controller. So you've got left motor, right motor, voltage input here, twin fans which actually run hard out once you've got this thing plugged in. There's no thermal control of those fans. Once it's on, they're off. Yeah, the nice thing about this unit is it's got multiple control capabilities, and the one that I was particularly looking for was the radio control, RC1 and RC2. So you can actually connect an RC controller, like a car controller, directly to these RC inputs. So you've got plus and minus to drive the servo, and then a data line, so you can connect those straight in there. You've also got two digital inputs, two analog inputs, and a 5 volt output here. So you can control this thing with an Arduino and do it that way, and use a potentiometer to control the speed. Now I did try that with another motor controller that I imported from eBay, and the trouble is I didn't have my code right, and I went from full forward to full reverse, and it drew about God knows how much current, but basically the motor controller burst into flames, and yeah, that was the end of that. So the nice thing with the Cytron SmartDriveDUO-60 is that all of the electronics, if you use an RC controller, are built right into the device. So you just put the RC controller in. I'll see if I can actually grab that for you. So what I'm going to do is use this to control it. So we've got left and right for the motors, and we've got speed control here. This is actually 6 channels, but we only need 2, and we've got a little tiny servo there, and that servo will connect direct into the Cytron Smart Drive. So I'll hook all this up, and we'll see what it looks like when it's connected on the bench. Well, we're getting this thing hooked up now, so let's find the servos. We've got the servo controller there. So we've got channel 1 on the outside there. So we'll connect that to data plus minus to RC1. And we'll connect channel 2. So you've got 1 for steering and 1 for speed. So we've got data plus minus. Now I don't have any motors connected to this, but you'll be able to see on the voltmeter what's happening with the at least one of the output channels anyway. Right, so I've got 24 volts DC from my bench power supply, so I'll spark that up and you'll hear the fans. It's pretty hard out. So we've got power to our servo, and I'll just shut that off because you're supposed to turn your RC unit on first. So we'll do that, and bring the power back in. And now, if you watch the voltmeter as I turn the steering, so we get, on that motor we get minus, and it'll go right up to 22 volts. Let it go, turn it the other way, and we get positive. So if I just give it a little bit of positive and then I add the throttle in, it will add more as well. So if I just add the throttle in forward, and then I'll go a bit of reverse. So yeah, I probably need to adjust the sensitivity of that once I've got the kart running. So yeah, that's the Cytron SmartDriveDUO-60. So if you're looking for a dual controller, so you've got differential control that can be controlled using an RC servo with all of the smarts inside the box, this is the one to get. So there's an Amazon link to the Cytron store in the show notes below. So thanks for watching. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more, most of my stuff's about home automation, but this is a bit of a digression, then yeah, subscribe to my channel. Thanks.